Hello, it's your girl Jada Levi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is going to be on loss of friendships and just toxic friendships. I'm just going to give a little bit of backstory of, what I've experienced when I started healing when it came to my old friends. I started healing back in 2022. I started to lose interest in my old friends. I started to really see how toxic and negative and chaotic we really were as a friend group. We were friends for all the wrong reasons, literally, because we were trauma bonding. We were friends based off of our toxicity, our experiences, our upbringing, going out, having sex, drinking, smoking, just all of the toxic things. When I started to heal in 2022, I really wanted to be new. Like I wanted quality, I wanted to be a quality person, but I also knew I wanted quality friendships. And if I could be honest, the friends that I had, we were not quality. And I'm not here to point a finger at them. I'm here to talk about us as a whole, because this is spiritual. Your friends say a lot about you. The people that you associate yourself with most, the people you call friends, they are really reflections of who you are. When I first got on my journey, there was some resentment towards a certain friend, because I felt like throughout our friendship, it was always something, right? And the reason for the something was always the other person. So as I got older, I was just turning 30 when I started healing. I felt like the friendship had became so exhausting. I was tired of it. She eventually fell off. She stopped reaching out as much, and I was perfectly fine with that. I was just like, okay, I felt like a weight was lifted off of my shoulders. And at the time when I was in my 20s, we were friends. I thought, how we were showing up, the things that we were doing, that was deemed as normalized. The toxic mess that we were always in, how we were showing up in life was normalized. So I didn't see anything wrong with it until I started to heal. And I realized we can no longer be friends with each other. And it sucks because we spent so many years together, but where God is taking me, you can't be a part of that. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But throughout my process, when I first started healing, there was resentment, because I felt like every time I was in something, it was always because of that person. And I'm not going to go into too much of details, but I was in a lot of stuff because of that person, fighting at the club. And I don't want to point the finger, I don't want to place blame on her whatsoever, because this is not the whole point of the video. But what I would say is, I know we were not great for each other. That's something that I realized too when I started healing. I was not able to grow with my old friends at all. We were all talk but no action, and that action was never gonna happen because we all was on the same spiritual frequency. We all was operating off of the same mindset, that negative mindset, that toxic mindset. And even if we wanted more, it was not going to happen, because internally we were messed up. We were toxic, we were chaotic, we were your friends will influence you. If it's two of you that's talking to a certain kind of man, want to date the hood nigga, or going out to the club all the time, drinking, partying, stealing, just into the world, you're going to be the third person to do it. You can say you can be strong enough and go the other direction, but it's hard to do that, because by nature, we are easily influenced and peer pressured by our peers. When I got caught up into the worldly lifestyle, going out partying, the turn up culture, I was in a project, so all of that was just hood type of stuff, and that was my lifestyle. That was normalized. But in reality, when I look back and I look at my mess, I have nothing to show for. That life did not add to me whatsoever. If anything, it pulled from me. It took from me more than it added to me. So if this environment, the people in this environment are not healthy for themselves, how can they be healthy for me? If I'm not healthy, how can I be a good friend to the person that's standing next to me? So we got to break off and go our separate ways. And if God aligns us back together, by all means, good. But if not, that's okay. I enjoyed the time that we had. I learned a lot. I'm grateful for our friendship, and it's time to move on. Once me and my friends split up, I realized how insecure I was. I realized how I did not love myself. I realized how toxic and negative I was. How I cared about all the wrong things. I realized how stuck and stagnant we were as a whole, as a community. And I truly realized we were not good for each other. Before I can pray for good friendships, I first have to become one. And that's something that I've been working hard on these past almost 3 years, is to become a great person, to become a good individual, so therefore when I do, when God does bless me with new friends, I can attract quality and healthy friendships. I no longer want to submit to the toxic lifestyle, the toxic culture. I'm not here to talk about you and your nigga problems. I'm not here to talk about what somebody doing on social media. I'm not here to talk about the latest gossip with celebrities. I don't care about any of that. And that's what our relationships were built off of, like the toxicities, going out, turning up, the sex, all of these things. And when you no longer care about those things, you realize you have nothing in common. You no longer have nothing in common with certain individuals. So you have to be okay with people dropping off, leaving, they going their way, you going your way. That is okay, because that means God is making room for more people to come in that's really for who you are. And another thing my old friend group taught me was I was never myself. I was never able to be myself. I always dimmed my light when I was around certain friendships. I found myself trying to be more like them than actually being who I am. And it has nothing to do with them, because that's something internally within myself. So when God stripped us away and separated us, I realized that I didn't love who I was. So let me use this quiet time. Let me use this season where it's just me, I'm by myself with me and God, to actually practice loving on myself. And once you start get into the habit of loving who you are, knowing you are fearfully and wonderfully made, you're made in God's image, and God only wants the best for you. It's certain things that you don't even see yourself doing. It's certain people that you won't even see yourself conversing with, or just giving your time to, or even befriending, because you're better than certain situations, you're better than certain environments. So if you find yourself friends with women and you guys are stuck and stagnant and you're not able to grow as a unit, as a union, it's time to reevaluate. It's time to reevaluate, because your friends should be pouring into your cup. You should be pouring into their cup, and you guys should be growing as a collective. You guys should be climbing the ladder, becoming better people day in and day out. They should be adding to your life, adding some type of value to your life. Like they always say, you don't want to be the smartest friend. You don't want to be the one that's the most intelligent. What can I learn from you? How can you help me on my journey? What can you pour into me? Can you pray over me? Can you speak life into me? Vice versa. It goes on the other end as well. You have to be able to do these things for your friends too. Was I a type of woman that was doing that? Absolutely not. But when it came to the toxicity, talking about people, talking about men, talking about sex, going out, social media, I knew how to talk about that. But when it came to us holding each other accountable, saying no, you wrong for that, or, we need to do better. Right now, we're not showing up as our best selves. I didn't know how to do that. I did not know how to do that. So it was some things that I needed to learn on my own. So when I stripped me away from those old friendships, I took it as an opportunity for me to grow. And I asked God to work in me and through me. I didn't want to leave that friend group with resentment. I didn't want to be hateful. I wanted to wish them well. In fact, when we broke off, we didn't communicate breaking off. It just naturally happened. I will always include them in my prayers to say that I wish them well. I hope all is well for them. In fact, I pray they are healing and working on themselves too. I didn't want to have that resentment or hate in my heart. So I prayed on that all the time. And I challenged myself to genuinely pray for them. So if you self-reflect and you look back at your friends and you guys are toxic, and you know more than anybody else, nobody has to tell you you're toxic. Nobody has to tell you you're a mean person, or you're evil, or you're selfish, or, you're just not a great person, right? You guys share the same mindset. You are not healthy for each other. It's time to reevaluate. It's time to go back to the drawing board. It's time to go in that season of healing and ask God to uproot and work in you and through you, and allow you to evolve to become more like Him, to have a heart like Him, to have character like Him. And once you start working on yourself and you start healing internally, it's certain things that you won't even want to be anymore, and it's certain people you don't even want to conversate with. We go make friends based off our toxicity and our trauma, which is so unhealthy. So if you're not right within, your friends are not right either. Why do you want to have people in your corner? Why do you want to even, have a friend group that is not healthy? It starts with you first looking in that mirror saying, you know what, I'm not the best person. And this is why, if you're complaining about certain friends in your group, it's time to self-reflect. And like I said too, if you can't show up in your friend group and not be your authentic self, not be who you are, you need to, you got some healing you need to do. that stems from you not loving who you are. And you want to always show up in this world being who you are, so you attract the right people, the right friends, and the right relationship when it comes to marriage. You want to always be able to be yourself, so you're not getting caught up into the wrong type of people. And now you got to feel like it's pressure on you. You got to show up in a certain kind of way. And you might not think about it in the moment, but in reality, that's what it is. So you always want to show up and be yourself, so you attract the right friends for you. We'll take it to Bible too. I had wrote down some Bible verses and also some quotes. So I am going to go through that just about friendships. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, bad company corrupts good character, corrupts good moral. So this goes back to, if it's 3 of your friends that are negative, toxic, or just in the world, going out, turning up, drinking, smoking, having sex, you will be the 4th person. You're going to want to blend in. You're going to feel like the oddball. It's not going to feel good not doing exactly what your friends are doing. So you're either going to submit to what they are doing, or you're going to go find you some new people. My advice is go find you some new people and do the right thing. Proverbs 13:22, keep company with the wise and you will become wise. You want to be around people that's on a higher level than you, that knows more than you, that can teach you something. Because then that way they bring you up with them instead of pulling you back down. See, if you all on the same level, you can grow. Somebody's gonna sink the ship and bring somebody down. But if you're around people who's constantly inspiring you, better than you in certain areas, it's gonna encourage you to match their level. And guess what? That means you grow. Okay? And these are some of the quotes I wrote down. As much as people refuse to believe it, the company you keep does have an impact and influence on your choices. And this is why you gotta know, like, your flesh is weak. It's some things that you can't do. And you have to know that your environment, the people, will have an impact on how you show up in life. And it's detrimental because 10 years go by, you'll be in your 30s, you'll be in your 40s, and you'll see the environment, how it has cost you. When I look back, I wasted my 20s. That's 10 years with people and things that did not allow me to grow. So I have no time to play in my 20s. I can't afford to make friends with the wrong type of women. I can't afford to be in the wrong type of relationship. I can't afford not to love myself. I can't afford to have frivolous sex and be irresponsible in that area, because I know how detrimental it can be to my life. And you have to see yourself in that light. You have to see yourself in the way God sees you too, as God's child, as God's daughter. He wants the best for you, and you have to believe that. You think God wants us befriending women, being in relations with people who's going to hold us back? No. So you have to see yourself as worthy. You have to see yourself as God's child. I have this light on my life. I can't afford to waste my time with people that does not add to my life. It's that serious. I'm speaking from experience, because if I had the mindset that I have today when I was 21, I would be a lot further. In the Bible, it says 2 is better than 1. So we were built for community. I would never say for you to be in this world and be by yourself. You grow through people. You elevate through people. It's things out here that people can actually help you with and teach you. So I would never say be in this world by yourself. You need your community. Community is very important. Being around other people who share the same mindset, the same interests as you, feels good. I can't wait for my people. But I want them to be healthy. I want them to be quality. I want us to share the same mindset. So I know when I give my time to these set of women, I give my time to these set of people, or I give my time to this man, he's going to add to my life. He's going to elevate me in some type of way. You can't play about you in this season of your life. If them friends ain't adding to your life, it's time to drop them. If you know you're not attracting quality people, it's time to heal. And you have to deem yourself as worthy of having great people in your corner. You have to see yourself as worthy of having great community. Your future is based on how you spend your time now. Who you are and the people that you associate yourself with. It's time to get it together, sis, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you took something from it. If you did, drop it in the comments. Let me know what topics y'all want to talk about. I'm here to help the girls, serve my community, do what I need to, and give the wisdom from my experiences. You know, God took me through a season these past almost 3 years, and I'm grateful. Nevertheless, I don't regret anything that I experienced, because for me, I know it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot, but now I want to share the wisdom with you all. So I'm gonna leave it here. Happy healing. I love you all.